Problem 1831. Preparing a schedule of cost of goods manufactured and income statement for a manufacturing company. This is managerial accounting. Yum Yum Treats manufactures its own brand of pet shoe bones. At the end of December 2016, the accounting records showed the following. So we have 3 inventory accounts, raw materials, work in process, finished goods. We have the beginning balances and the ending balances for each. Other information, we have raw material purchases, plant janitorial services, sales salaries, delivery cost, sales revenue, utilities for plant, rent on plant, customer service hotline cost, direct labor. So plant means factory. So let's classify these costs. Raw material purchases, I'm gonna use it to find direct materials used. Plant janitorial services, again plant, it's related to the factory, so it's gonna be a product cost and it is under manufacturing overhead. Janitorial means cleaning services. Sales salaries, it's not related to the factory, so it's period costs. Same thing for the delivery, it's gonna be period cost. Sales revenue, it's a revenue, I'm gonna use that in the income statement. Utilities for plant, it's manufacturing overhead. Any expense related to the factory, it's gonna be manufacturing overhead. Also rent on plant, it's gonna be manufacturing overhead. Customer service hotline cost, again it's not related to the factory, so it's gonna be period cost. And last item is direct labor. So let's go to the next slide to read the requirements. Requirement number 1, prepare a schedule of cost of goods manufactured for Yum Yum Treats for the year ended December 31st, 2016. Now, cost of goods manufactured formula is beginning work in process plus total manufacturing cost less ending work in process equals cost of goods manufactured. Now, if this is missing, you go back, which is direct materials used plus direct labor plus manufacturing overhead. And if direct materials used is not given, you go back. It's beginning raw materials plus purchases and freight and less ending raw materials. Okay? So, as you can see in this slide, I cannot see the numbers, but you need to print the file and you can see the link down in the description area. So let's start with beginning work in process. Okay, from the first box, second line, work in process beginning balance is 0 plus total manufacturing cost, which is not given, less ending work in process, which is 2,500 equals cost of goods manufactured. Now total manufacturing cost is not given, so I need to find it. Direct materials used is not given, direct labor is given, manufacturing overhead we need to add some items. Okay, so let's go back to the first formula to find direct materials first. Beginning raw materials is 13,100. I add to it purchases and freight and the first item under other information is the purchases, which is 30,000. We don't have freight in. Freight in means the transportation when the buyer pays for it. But the one you have, it's delivery cost, which is freight out. Okay? When the seller pays for the transportation. So I'm gonna assume that freight in, it's 0 in this question. Equals available for use. So it's gonna be 43,100. Then I'm gonna subtract ending raw materials, which is 8,500. I'm gonna get direct materials used. So use your calculator. It's 43,100 less 8,500. It's gonna be 34,600. So I'm gonna write it here. It's 34,600. This is your direct materials used. I'm gonna add to it direct labor, and it's given in the question and the other information. Direct labor amount is 18,000, the last item, 18,000. Then I need to find the manufacturing overhead. I need to add some items. So you need to write it in details. You need to write the items. The first one, plant janitorial services, which is 800. The second one was utilities for plant, 1,100. And last one, rent on plant, 16,000. So total of 17,900. So direct materials used plus direct labor plus manufacturing overhead equals 70,500. This is your total manufacturing cost. So I'm gonna go back to the first formula and I need to write 7,500 for the total manufacturing cost. Plus 0 minus 2,500, it's gonna be 68,000, which is cost of goods manufactured. Okay, so we are done with requirement number 1. Now requirement number 2, he's asking to prepare an income statement for the year ended December 31st, 2016. So in the income statement, I'm going to use the multi-step income statement in which we start with sales revenue. I'm going to subtract cost of goods sold. Then I'm going to get gross profit less operating expenses. I'm going to get operating income. So since I can see here the cost of goods sold formula, this one, the last column, let's find it, okay, so that we can use it for the next slide. Beginning finished goods is 0 plus cost of goods manufactured, which is this one, 68,000, available for sale, so it's 68,000. This is a subtotal. I need to subtract ending finished goods, which is 5,700. So I'm gonna get cost of goods sold, which is 62,300. This is the cost of goods sold. Now, in the income statement, I'm gonna start with the sales revenue. From the sales revenue, we subtract cost of goods sold to get gross profit. From the gross profit, we subtract operating expenses. To get operating income. So this is the most simplified income statement we can have. Okay, so if you look at the question, your sales revenue amount was 105,000. And cost of goods sold, according to the formula that we used earlier, which is this one, it's beginning finished goods plus cost of goods manufactured less ending finished goods equals cost of goods sold. We get 62,300. So now 105 less 62,300 equals 42,700. This is the gross profit. Now, operating expenses, keep in mind these are your period costs. Okay? So, you need to write the titles, but since I don't have a space here, I'm gonna just write the numbers. So, the first item was sales salaries, and the amount is 5,000. Then we have delivery cost, which is 1,800, and customer service hotline costs 1,000. So a total of 7,800. So 42,700 less operating expenses 7,800, you're gonna get 34,900, which is your operating income. So this is requirement number 2, is to prepare the income statement. We already did. Now requirement number 3, how does the format of the income statement for Yum Yum Treats differ from the income statement of a merchandiser? So here we were a manufacturer. So if you were a merchandiser, the only difference will be in computing cost of goods sold. Okay, so beginning finished goods, it's the same as beginning inventory. Okay, and ending finished goods, it's the same as ending inventory, but the only difference is this one, this line. For the manufacturing company, you're gonna add cost of goods manufactured, while for the merchandiser, you're gonna add purchases and freight. And because you are not manufacturing anything, you are just buying a ready for sale product and sell it out to the customer at a higher price. Now requirement number 4, Yum Yum Treats manufactured 17,600 units of its product in 2016. Compute the unit product cost. So the cost per unit for a manufacturing company equals cost of goods manufactured divided by number of units manufactured. Okay, so cost of goods manufactured from requirement number 1, it was $68,000 divided by 17,600 units. It's gonna be $3.86 per unit. Thank you for watching. If you have any question, please leave a comment. Please like, share and subscribe.